everyone, and welcome back. If this is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. So today I'm going to be talking to you about what it means to go abroad for your gap year on an Erasmus exchange program. And so some of the things you ought to be thinking about. So first of all, I have to say, I don't know what will happen after this year. Considering Brexit has happened, I don't know what it means for British students anymore, since the negotiations mean that some things would have changed. Now, I don't know what these changes are, and I do hope that even though everything's changed, there will still be a possibility for British students to participate somehow. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I really sincerely hope that our students will not miss out on this, because it's just such a great pity, as it offers so much to us. We benefit so much from this program, and I'm one of those people who can say, yeah, this program changed my life, and it was one of the best things that I ever did. The Erasmus year out was one of the absolute best years of my whole entire life. So I do hope that if you are considering doing Erasmus, that you do get a chance to do it, and Brexit does not mean that the doors have been closed for you. Okay, so right. The first thing I have to say is that it does offer you a grant. There's a Erasmus grant, which means that you will have that extra income, extra support to maintain you whilst you are away for that year, because sometimes it can turn out to be quite expensive. Now, I did my Erasmus in the noughties. Okay, I'm not going to say the year, 2000 and something, like quite a while many moons ago. But the money that you get from the grant is not so much that you'll be able to live freely and do whatever you want. I found that I ran out of money. I didn't run out of money, but I didn't have enough to do all the things that I wanted to do. So I found it beneficial to take on a part-time job, which was offered to me by the university. And so it didn't pay a lot, but when you're 20, you know, every little counts, okay? Every little counts. And so I taught English to, well, kids who were a little bit older than me at the time, and teachers as well, who wanted to have conversation classes. And I made extra money that way. And so that allowed me to, well, move a bit more comfortably, knowing that I had a bit more income coming in, right? Okay, so one of the other things that you need to do before you even get to the country is do a little bit of research on where you're going, okay? What are their customs like? Is there anything important that you need to know? Is there anything strange that perhaps you will find difficult? Find out about these things, because it's always good to know the people, how they live, so it's not like a massive culture shock, okay? So know what to expect a little bit. Read up on the place you're going, okay? So that would be one of the most important things I would say before you go. Now, every university is a bit different, but my university gave us a list of places that we were able to travel to, not just in Europe, but because obviously Spain, you're studying Spanish, Spain is the only country in Europe that you could actually go to. So we were offered lots of countries in South America and Latin America. And initially I chose to go to Costa Rica or Ecuador. And in the end, I actually got a place in the university in Ecuador. I didn't end up going, but that has to be another video. Long story. Right. So in the end, I ended up going to a little town that was actually my tutor's town. I ended up going there and it was amazing. I cannot lie. So before you go, research, okay? Once you get there, you need to get yourself familiar with your care people. So your ESN, so the Erasmus Student Network. And so there will be other people from other European countries, get to know them. There will be someone your go-to person, who is basically your host, who will show you around and, give you all the information you need to survive. Find out who that person is and use that person, okay? Because you're going to need as much help as possible. For simple things like opening a bank account, which you're going to need to do. Okay, so find out what documents you're going to need first of all. Be prepared, guys. Be prepared. Be prepared for these things. Okay, you will need to open a bank account just in case you do get that job that I'm telling you that will probably help you out if you need to. Perhaps you don't need the extra money, but even so, the experience will be important. Okay, so if you can get a couple of hours a week or whatever it might be, I recommend you take it. If you're flushed, you don't need the money, experience is always a positive thing. Okay, right. So the next thing before you go is to check your exchange rates, okay? Because you don't want to get somewhere and then find that you don't have enough money, you won't be able to live. You need to plan a little bit, okay? Things that I learned, what I didn't do, but I'm telling you, it's important to do that. When I actually got to my exchange country, when I got to Castilla Mancha, they were still using pesetas. And so I found that when I changed the money, luckily for me, the pound was really, really strong back then. And so I just felt so rich. I was like, yes, I've got so much money. I will do so much. But learn from me. It's not that much. And you will run out if you go a bit crazy. Which again brings me back to the point before. Make sure that you have a way of making a little extra money, just in case. Okay? Right. Remember that this is going to be a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For many of us, we won't get the opportunity again to live somewhere for a whole year. So make the most of it. Travel around. Don't just sit in your little village or your little town. Go out. Take weekend trips. Take day trips when you don't have class. Go and visit a neighboring country. All of these things are so incredibly enriching that, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to take this time to explore, okay? Explore little villages around. Explore the bigger cities. Explore everything that you can. Because this is the time and it is such an exciting time. My gosh, I want to go back. I want to be 20 again, guys. I want to go back and do all of these things again because I had the most amazing time. I really did. And I want this for you guys too because you're just beginning. Young adults, you're just beginning life. And I really do hope you do get the chance to do this and that the Brexit does not muck this up for you because it is just so amazing this year. It really is. Right. Let's not get distracted. Okay. Keep it going. Okay. So as I said, I mentioned before about finding out about the place you're going. You really ought to be mindful of the laws that they have in that place you're going, as perhaps it'll be probably different to the laws that we have in England in some ways. Okay, I don't know where you're going. Maybe you're studying Russian or you're studying something else. I don't know what it might be. So make sure if you're going somewhere that's quite different, that you know a little bit about their laws and how they live in that sense. Okay, accommodation. Now, my university was quite good in organizing all of this for us. I ended up living in student halls, and so that was quite easy. I only had to worry about cooking my own meals, which was quite simple since I had lived on my own before. So this wasn't that bad. But again, it's all about budgeting and, so you're not starving halfway through the year or anything like that. Okay, so think about where you're going to live. I mean, you don't have to live in halls. Perhaps you'd find it better to find a flat if you have enough money and you'd rather share with someone. That's also a good experience. I mean, I ended up sharing with some Italian people when I did Erasmus. This was not fantastic for me because they spoke a sort of weird Spanish where they thought their Spanish was really good, but half of the time they were talking in Italian. And so that did not help my Spanish at all. Halfway through the year, they went because they came at a different date to me. And so they left before me, which meant I was then moved into another flat with all student halls, but different flat, 2 floors up. And I shared with a girl called Stephanie and another called Belen. They were both Spanish, and this was amazing. This helped me a lot because it meant that I was actually listening to some real Spanish. So yeah, be mindful of your accommodation, okay? Don't try not to live with someone who's English, because it means that you won't be talking in your target language as much as you should. And this is the aim, to learn a new language, not to be lazy and speak in English all the time. Okay, right. From time to time, you will get a bit homesick, as is logical. You're away from home. But luckily, you have things like this. You have video conference, you have WhatsApp calls, you have so many ways to stay in contact nowadays that you just have to make sure you schedule it in. Okay, I'm going to speak to my mom once every week or 2 or 3 times, however often you want to talk to your mom or the rest of your family. They're there. Do it. Okay, so they're only a phone call away, a video call away. Okay, so don't worry about that. You will get over it. And because you're having such a blast as well, I don't feel as though you will miss home as much. But then again, it depends on the kind of person you are. It does depend on your personality, really. And if you do miss home a lot, you can always catch a flight and go back for a weekend if you can't wait till Christmas or Easter. All of these things can be fixed. No biggie at all. Okay, and another point I've got is, when you do get a bit, like you're missing home or whatever, or you do feel a little bit isolated, don't stay in your room, okay? Go out. You're here to meet new people, discover, okay? Get out and do things. Do things that you've never done before. Find out what activities are going around town. Do those things. Find someone who, whether it is a classmate or somebody who lives there, or, well, not a random person, but somebody on your course or whatever it might be, to show you around a little bit, to find out what's available, whether it's theatre, whatever it is that you're into. Find something, be doing something all this time, because the year will go by so incredibly fast that you will regret it if you don't make the most of every single day. Okay, right. Also, I'm not saying go absolutely everywhere in a city, because not everywhere is safe, obviously. So find out about places where it's not so safe for foreigners to go or for students to go. Stay away from those places. Okay? Find out places that are beneficial, places that the must-go areas, where you will learn a lot, where you will see a lot, where you will enjoy yourself. Okay, and go there in groups. So, I don't ever recommend you go to places on your own, really, especially if you don't master the language well. But do enjoy. Make the most of the other Erasmus students that are there. There will be trips. Do them, okay? This is just such an amazing opportunity that you don't want to go and not make the most of it. You don't. Right, next one. You will make friends from absolutely everywhere, from lots of different countries. And in fact, some of my friends now, I would say, to be honest, maybe 2 friends that I know, they're lifelong friends. So Erasmus does bring that. You will make friends that will be in your life always. And that's always a good thing, always, okay? Yeah, so you do so much growing up in this year, and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it, okay? You will grow a lot. You will experience a lot. You will learn a lot. Don't forget your studies. Don't go out and get drunk every night. It does happen, but make sure that you know what your priorities are and that you are getting some study done as well. Okay, I hope that you will find this video of some use, and share with me, do you have plans of going on Erasmus, or are you worried about the possibility of there not being that a possibility for you in the future? Let me know. I'm interested in knowing. I want to know what you're thinking, and I do hope that you do get the opportunity to travel and to see the world and to discover who you are and who you are to become in the future. I'm so excited for you because I know I had just the best time, and so I would want that for anyone, for any young person who is embarking on this life-changing opportunity, because it really is life-changing. It's just such a brilliant time, and so I do hope that you do get the chance to do this and that you gain as much as I did from this. Okay, so this is it, guys. I think I've covered all the points I wanted to cover about your Erasmus, and yeah, I hope to see you again soon. And if you found this video useful, please subscribe to the channel and let me know what else you would like to see. And until la próxima vez, until next time, adios.